All right, Lady Ada, what is this?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Show and Tell. It's me, Lady Ada, with me, Mr. Lady Ada,
That's
broadcasting from downtown Brooklyn-ish.
It must be Lat Day because we are so back.
Yeah. Thanks for, I had the plague last week.
But but you're okay now.
Yeah.
So this Show and Tell, we do this every single week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We are here to show and share projects from not only our team, people around the world, a lot of retro stuff. We're unpacking Adafruit Factory. We moved to Brooklyn. We have a bunch of retro hardware. We have our floppy museum that we're doing, our keyboard museum that we're doing. So we'll have a lot of stuff here. But as always, probably during the holidays, when we're kind of doing lots of stuff because we're homebodies, we'll have a lot. So get ready for that. But between now and then and all the show and tells, we have a bunch of projects. Let's start first with Jeff.
Hello.
What you got?
Ready?
So I've been working with the new revision of the Floppsy board that you sent me, and you can see there's been a little rework here. So first, like I think 15 minutes after you sent this board for manufacture, I'm like, hey, we need some pull-ups on the lines that become inputs when you switch it to drive emulation mode. So that's what we've done here.
Okay.
And then you also switched it to using an I/O expander. And there was a problem with the boot button not being compatible with the I/O expander, and it would just always boot back into the bootloader. So I cut a trace up here, which is hard to see, and wired a replacement wire. So now the boot button works, and I can get to working on code on this, and we'll put it through the paces. But
yay!
I'm sure you talked about this on one of your broadcasts, but we've got an Apple floppy connector here, so we're potentially going to be able to take flex from an Apple floppy. And then probably in one of these guys here, we'll take the alternate index signal, the kind of synthesized index signal that you need on an Apple floppy to make it work more like a PC floppy. So this is cool. It's great to see the next revision of it, and
it's happening.
Faces and see if we find any other problems.
It's happening slowly. But
and is there anything out there that's going to do all the things that Floppsy does?
No, this is like. I'm sick and tired of every other floppy. Now they're all good, but they don't usually do both.
This is everything.
Like standard floppy and Apple.
Yeah, and for us, as we get our floppy museum online, we're gonna have to do a bunch of archiving, and we want to have local copies of the disk images and more. We have some fun ideas that we want to do over the holidays. Maybe we're gonna hide some floppy disks around New York City with some gift certificates on them. Who knows? But we're going to need all this stuff, so it'll be a lot of fun. And thanks for working on this, Jeff.
Yeah. So the other thing is, I was saying something about when the pins are in input mode. So the software that I've been working on makes this emulate an MFM floppy disk to a PC. And so far, I haven't actually run it with a PC, but a grease weasel thinks it is impersonating a genuine MFM floppy drive. So another way that it does everything is not only, usually your archivers are different than your drive emulators, and it's a different piece of hardware. But this one, we've proven like at a basic level that it can do both just with one piece of hardware. So that was pretty cool.
And you're going to do FM hopefully soon.
And I'm working on FM for the Xerox, but that's been a little bit slow. And
that's okay.
We'll get there.
Because it's been
I've got
50 years?
A reference that I trust. And so I just have to make my code match what my reference
that
says.
Xerox has been waiting forever. It has been.
It can't be late. It's not possible.
It's got time too. It'll be here for another 50 years for sure.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, thanks so much.
45 years. Does it have a speaker? No, it doesn't have a speaker, but you could hook one up to one of those two analog ports.
Yeah, you could have it do deep, 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 deep.
That would be really cool.
You can also do all sorts of things like hook up a soundboard and have other sounds come out. Like like electric cars have real motor sounds to let the pedestrians know that they're around. Maybe we'll have like real floppy disk sounds.
Yeah.
Floppy,
floppy.mp3.
Okay, that's a great idea.
Yeah, we'll do that. All right, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, people can have their own like ringtones for their floppy. Oh, this is a Commodore. Oh, this is the thing. Yeah. Oh, that's you. Oh, that's great. What we could do is we could record or get recordings of actual ones, and then based on the disk, with CircuitPython, you just drop it in and it'll have the right file.
I suppose you could. Have some sound files in there.
That's right. It's gonna be the future.
Get them into your recording studio, and we'll get it worked in.
Yeah, so we'll do. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Jepler.
JP, what you got's going on?
I'm just happy about the floppy drive sound emulation idea. That's
Yeah, I think they could be like ringtones, right? Like it'll just yeah,
all that, but accurate.
yeah.
So what I'm showing here is a slightly a couple days late demonstration of an animatronics idea, but it's okay because we're going to shift into holiday mode and make it seasonal appropriate. So this is my first time checking out this piece of free software for animatronic rig development animation called bottango, Bottango. I had never heard of it until like a couple days ago, and I saw it, a couple people online and in a newsletter were talking about it. So what I have is a real world, that's what this is on the bottom, a real world set of 3 servos, very jankily sort of glommed together with some adhesive. So I have no proper rig for these right now, but they're just stuck on each axis of the guy prior to it, and then a little pumpkin on top. In the software here, I have rigged the same sort of thing. So you can see I've got 3 servos with joints, a little hierarchy, and a quickie model I did of a pumpkin there. And what I can do is go and move the controls in the 3D software and get a one-to-one correspondence in the real world here. So that's cool in and of itself. Just posing servo stuff is annoying if you're just doing it by like typing in pulse width values like 749 and it kind of goes to where you want it. This lets you do it with a nice UI. But as you can see on the bottom, I've got a little animation graph there, a little keyframe graph similar to what you'd see in Maya or other software used in animation and film and games. And so I can go and keyframe it and time it out and do coordinated movements. So you can see here, I'm just looping a little animation I did of it moving on all 3 axes, which if this were a nice proper bracket rig of servos could be, you know, a head moving on like a single axis or eyeballs or grippy fingers or whatever you want. So
yeah, this is what really sucks about animatronics. You know, it's like, not saying it's like easy to put together all the servos, but like with 3D printing in Arduino, it's not too bad. But then you're like, how do I actually get smooth motion?
Yep.
And that's and you know, without just you're like dying sitting there like dorking around with numbers.
Absolutely.
Really
It's such a nice interface for that. And this right now is streaming from the computer to, I have a Metro ESP32S2 here with our little 16 PWM servo shield on top of it. And there's also, I haven't tried this yet, some possibility of just taking a canned animation that you've created here and dumping it to microcontroller code, probably just running an Arduino and making it self-contained for something that loops. But it's a neat start for me on this. There's also inverse kinematics and some pose blending that you can do, which would make any kind of limb motion a lot easier if you want to move a hand.
It totally sucks to do. I mean, like, I have no idea how people historically did it other than just like labor, just labor, you know.
Yeah, you see all the posts about people restoring the Chuck E. Cheese stuff and making their own animatronics. It's one of the areas.
It was really janky. It was like that.
Yeah, it's also one of the areas that electronics for makers still really hasn't gotten easy and cheap yet. Like eventually it will. Like you can record motions with some of the servos and it'll record it. So JP, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Let's be careful because we don't do politics on the show. But I have a very good question about animatronics. But but it has something to do with the news. So
I think I know where this might be heading.
So did you know anyone who worked in the Disney when you were there, the animatronics, like the Hall of Presidents? Anyone who kind of worked around there near there?
Yes, I was involved actually with the R&D group that was developing some of the facial animation software for the last Hall of Presidents one.
I'm going to be careful. This is hard. Let's say there was a president who was elected and then lost, but then ran again and won. Do you think they make another animatronic body and they like update it? Is there going to be 2 of them in the Hall of Presidents? Like, what are they going to do?
They're all going to be.
What are they going to do?
Well, the last one was I don't know. I haven't worked in Disney for long enough to say this. The last one was definitely developed as Hillary, and then at the last minute turned into Donald, which is why that's exactly what it looks like. I know people.
Oh, interesting. They're just like, we're just going to use it. We're not going to.
It was too late. Yeah, the thing had been developed assuming that she was going to win.
Just paint it and put it out there.
So you've seen people probably theorize on like.
Yeah, that's probably the last time anyone built a robot based on
That's a weird president. It looks like this other candidate. That was absolutely the case.
So yeah, just on a very like names aside, no politics. But it's interesting because this is a very unique situation. In Disney, they're stuck with the Hall president, so they're okay. Like,
You can't say like we're not doing.
Is there two of them?
Yeah.
Is it? Do you update the other one?
No, I mean like Obama had 2 terms.
Yeah, but it's different though because it's in they're 45, 46%. Like, what do you do?
No, I don't think they need to be in
because it skips one. I don't know.
It's a weird. Yeah, it's a weird. It's a first. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Just put a blank space and move this guy over here?
What do you do? And you're like, is it time to make another one since the last one they kind of made it
was pretty rough. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, and robot technology got a lot better. So
we're not betting. We're not betting.
Okay. Anyways. All right. Thanks, JP.
I'm happier with this pumpkin than what we just.
Pumpkin's fine. The pumpkin's fine.
Great. We should do Hall of Pumpkins.
That was my writing candidate. Okay. Alrighty. Thanks, JP. And everyone tune into JP's.
Yeah, come on by the workshop tomorrow. I'll be there.
And you could build your own animatronic politician. Okay. Yeah. Next up.
Okay.
Hello, Erin. How are you doing?
Hey, Erin. Is your AV working?
I'm good. My internet's kind of cutting in and out, so we might have
coffin
raids here, but we'll see how this goes. This week I have built a Halloween illusion just in time for Halloween, and just launching the tutorial this week. I built an illusion into this pop-up cheese ball coffin that I got at Spirit Halloween store. So I first reinforced it with some cardboard and then made a 2-way mirror to put inside there and cut it into a coffin shape. And I just fixed it all in there with tape. This is a pretty simple, easy project that took me just an afternoon to build. Cut a hole in the coffin and then put lights on either side so that when turn the sound off. I put a little skeleton behind, and if you line your face up with the skeleton, then you can look in the mirror and see yourself, and then it blends you into a.
That's cool. Monster. That worked out really good.
Yeah, it worked out great. Like it was pretty creepy. We had a lot of kids this year, and we had a lot of illusions in the yard. So it was pretty fun.
Did you end up getting this done before Halloween, or was it?
I did. I did it in the morning of Halloween day, and I had a couple helpers over, and we just knocked it out. Like it was really, it came together really fast because I had just built the same illusion. Here's the video of the earlier illusion I actually built called the Love Tree, which I put up at Maker Faire in the Bay Area.
That's spooky.
Secret closet in here, and the same idea where it's the mirror, 1-way mirror in the middle, but I had this big fiberglass tree, and you put a person on either side. So this would transform one person on one side into the person who was standing on the other side, which was pretty cool. And then same idea for the Halloween prop, working with the monster.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looks great. All right, and the guy will be live like tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tonight we're playing some catch up, so we're going to play your crown video and then also the Halloween thing. I figure everyone can do a little bit more Halloween. It's okay. It's only week.
Yeah.
The Halloween decorations are still up here in Brooklyn.
I work fun spooky.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Erin, and we'll see some of your projects and guides. It'll be released very soon.
Okay.
All right. As we keep going through show and tell, special shout out to Ann Lewis, who was one of the students who came out to Adafruit. We had a ton of people. We did some talks so our space can accommodate a lot of folks now, and we did it. So thank you so much for coming by and being in the chats. Come by every single Wednesday and show. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
How do you do that?
I didn't do it. I think JP probably did.
Okay.
I think you can highlight the. Oh yeah, you can. You can click show. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this.
What? Oh.
Look at that.
We don't do that very often.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that more.
I should probably, because I don't always have this, I don't have two computers.
Yeah. Okay.
This is great.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Let's go to
Dan.
Dan.
Hey, Dan.
What you got going on, Dan? You are muted. Unmute. And
boom, and we're there.
there you go.
Hey,
How's
what's
it
up?
going,
There we
Dan?
go. It's going all right. Progress has been a thing, but so look, I mean, at least it's alive. Managed to get some GPS
Oh,
out of it.
Nice.
Seems to think I'm below sea level right now, so I got some debugging to do there yet. But you know what? Got the screen working, got some GPS going. I think I screwed up Spy. I'll be that guy. And you know what, guys? Sometimes you screw it up. So my software engineering buddy is out of town right now, but there's some stuff to do and some stuff that's been done. So things have been learned. It's been good.
All right. I'm glad you're learning and experimenting. And here's the thing. You can always write new software when your software buddy shows up. So play around.
Yeah, he's getting the networking going, and that's going to be a kind of a key point to getting
Okay,
things.
cool.
The remote link.
More always tells me the hardware is the easiest part.
I think the hardware.
And then there's a lot of firmware and software to make it all work.
Until you realize the software guys have written stuff for like vSpy or HSpy, it's like I really should have followed that convention. It would have made everybody's life so much easier. You know what? It's not that hard to respin hardware. It really isn't, guys. That's why I only made so many to begin with.
I always tell people, they're like, "Oh, can you make some weird change to like CircuitPython because I made a mistake?" And I'm like, "No,
I don't want to do with it either. I just rather use the library and go. So you know what? I'll spend some more boards.
That's forever. But we could do hardware revisions.
All right, cool.
All right, thanks so much,
Thanks for
Dan.
coming by, Dan.
Guys.
All right,
Right on time. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. That is our show and tell of the week this week. We'll see everybody next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks so much for coming by. Ask an Engineer starts in about 10 minutes. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.